Welcome back to Clarity and Order, the Carrie Kaufman way. I'm your host, Carrie. Do you hate getting dressed, staring at a closet full and still thinking, I have nothing to wear? Do you buy clothes because they look great in the store, only to get home and you're like, I don't want to wear them? Or do you wear them once and then hate how they feel or how they look, and then they sit in the back of your closet? Maybe your closet is full of black because you've been told it hides your flaws. If any of this sounds familiar, this next episode is for you. Let's help you find your true colors and your style. Today, we're talking about something I see in almost every client's home, a closet full of clothes that doesn't reflect who they are anymore. Meet Kristin, the expert who helps us understand why. Kristin, thank you so much for coming on the podcast today.
Of course. I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Oh, I'm so excited because you and I had worked together and I was in the rut like most women are, and I didn't know what I should be wearing.
Yeah.
And I was just like, you know what? I'm 50 now. I think this is probably something I should know. Because I have a very minimal closet. And I was like, you know what? This is okay, but I need to step it up a notch. And of course, having my colors done, it was a little intimidating because I was like, oh no, this is what I think I should be wearing and I do wear. And you're like, nope, this is something that you did need in your life. So, okay. So
Good.
we got some questions.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So what drew you to become a personal stylist, color analysis expert?
So I actually think it's a lot of what you just said to me. So I think that a lot of women are unsure, uncertain, frustrated, uninspired in their wardrobes and their style. And I think they go on for a long time feeling that way and then just get to the point that you got to. And so I like to come in and really show people how to dress to feel their best.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And it works because I don't stress anymore going to the store and walking around aimlessly and being like, okay, well, I think this is going to look good on me. And then I buy it and I get home and I'm like, why did I buy that? Yeah. Or, the stylist is like, yeah, no, that looks really good on you. And then I'm like, what was she thinking? And I'm like, that's just not who I am. Mm-hmm. But now I know who I am.
Good.
And now I know my colors.
Oh,
and
good.
Yes, so much easier. Okay, so let's start with question for you. Do you think people struggle in their closets and they buy without clarity? Or do you think it's just because actually they don't know their personal style?
I think it's a little bit of both, actually. And I think they're kind of interconnected there. So I think, like, going back to what got me into this in the first place, I think it's that women, they're so overwhelmed by information, right? And they don't really think about things that suit them. They're just kind of bombarded by, all of this fashion content and what their friends think look good on them or their moms think look good on them. And I think so over time, it becomes like a combination of both.
You're getting pulled in different directions. You're seeing things, you're hearing things, and it's just kind of like,
yeah,
that's how you have disorganized closets.
Yeah, it is.
Drawers.
I think that people buy things randomly. Like they see something on a hanger, they see it on an influencer, and they're like, okay, I love that. It looks great on them. Or they're thinking about some fantasy life. And so they buy it and bring it back home. And then over time, I think you just kind of collect these random pieces, and then it becomes difficult to really hone a personal style or like feel really good about it or, confident in it. So,
right. And when people do that, I see a lot in my clients is that they'll start getting these subscriptions and they are getting clothes monthly. And, some of them are buying it and just like, I'll just put it in the closet. I'll wear it later. And then all of a sudden, the closets are starting to get fuller. When I'm working with my clients, I'm like, okay, when was the last time you wore this? It still has the tags on it.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of like, we're starting, that's how clutter happens.
Yep.
And, this is why frustration, the first thing when you wake up,
Mm-hmm.
trying to get dressed and, You have a closet full of frustration.
Right.
How much of our closets do you think reflect on who we used to be?
Oh, that's a good question. I think a lot more than people realize. I know personally that in my like late 20s, early 30s, as I was like transitioning from corporate world to stay-at-home mom, I just felt like my style was lagging behind, just because I wasn't giving it the time and attention that it needed. And that's really what you do need to do realistically if you want it to be a reflection of who you are now, right? You have to bring some awareness and thoughtfulness to it. And so I do think that a lot of people find their style lagging behind where their life actually is.
When I'm working with my clients, one of the biggest factors is what I see as well is that they're holding on to the clothes that they used to be, the size they used to be. And what I'm seeing is that when they're holding on to those things, they're silently causing more clutter. I want to hold on to that just in case. I'm going to get back into them one day. And I always have to encourage my clients, okay, we need to make sure that we have a plan for that. But what we don't want is to have that reminder in front of you every day.
Yup. That adds to the mental clutter, right? The daily decision making.
Yes.
Yes.
Because if you're in a hurry and you're trying to, grab something out of your closet, you still have 10 pairs of jeans that are 2-3 sizes too small for you. Yet it's still looking at you every day. You're still touching, your past. You're not embracing your present right now.
Yeah, exactly. I think people hang on to things for a couple different reasons. Like sometimes, yes, it's the practical aspect, right? I might need that someday for some place that I'm going. But I think more often it's like these expectations that we put on ourselves as women, especially, like holding on to like a prior version of ourselves, right? Or like a lot of times it's size related, not always. A lot of times it can be lifestyle related. But I think hanging on because you feel like you should get back to that version of yourself or that size or that way of living. But again, it just adds this daily clutter to our minds and to our like physical spaces too.
Right.
So
physical clutter,
Yep.
and that emotional clutter.
Yeah.
When you're walking into that every day.
yeah.
And I'm just kind of like, we're here to help.
Yeah.
We're here to have you have peace
Yep.
as soon as you wake up and,
Yep.
and get dressed. Is there a confidence component tied to wearing the wrong colors?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I think most people don't realize, myself included, until I started delving into this color analysis world, how much color does affect how we feel about ourselves. So yes, obviously it affects how we look, right? But in turn, it does affect, there's like a psychology component to it. So yes, I think especially like the colors that we're wearing close to our faces, there's a real interaction there with our features. And so yes, it's closely tied to confidence for sure, and how we feel and go about our day.
Yeah. When we were doing my colors and you were just like, you should not wear black anymore. And I'm like, wait, no, black looks really good on me. And you're
Yeah.
like, no, we need to do a charcoal. We need to do a gray. We need to do, the blues. We need to do the green. Those are the ones that I knew, but black was really, my husband and I went out the other night and he was like, wait, where's the black dress? And I'm like, no, that's not who I am anymore. And he's like, well, why not? He's like, I like that dress.
Yeah.
But he was just like, I'm so used to. And I said, well, that's why I did this, was to kind of help me kind of open my shell a little bit. And also, I'm like, I'm now a mature 50-year-old.
Yeah.
I need to be able to make sure that I'm looking it and just
Yeah.
not having another black dress in my closet.
Yep. Black's definitely the default for most people. And it has its place. It has its purpose. You know all about seasonal color analysis. So like
I do.
black is part of the winter season. The thing is, like, if you love it, I say wear it. But I'm here to show people that there are other options, right? There's other possibilities and there's other colors that can make you feel better and like show up better, right? Like improve your complexion, just not swallow you whole. And I think the thing with black is it can like swallow you whole or make you not the focus and like make more the color the focus. That's not what we want, right? We want you to be the focus and you to be, noticed and out there in the world. So
when I come back and I walk into gorgeous closets and then I see all of this black. I'm like, why do you have this much black?
Yeah.
There's so many more colors that will brighten you up and just like, this is what I feel comfortable in.
Yeah.
And I said, well, you know what? There is a change.
Yeah.
There are things that we can go ahead and do.
Yep.
And yeah, it really does
Definitely.
make a difference.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
All right. So do you think color analysis is just about trends?
No, actually, I think it's the opposite because color analysis is based on your natural features, right? So your skin undertone, your eye color, your hair color, unless you're drastically changing your hair season to season, your palette is what it is for the rest of your life. I've even analyzed kids. I've analyzed my own kids, actually.
Fun.
Yeah, they loved it. But no, it's not about trends. It's about the opposite. It's really about finding harmony in the colors that you wear and your natural features. And so once you have that palette, you can really take it and run with it, regardless of what the trends are.
So when I did my colors, this is a nice blue blazer.
Yep.
If I would have walked into a store and saw this, I would have been like, nope, that's too light for me. I can't wear it. I can't pull that off. Mm-hmm. But it was the confidence that you gave me, and I had, I probably should have, brought that out for the podcast. My little square that I keep in my purse, and I'm just kind of like, I would have shied away from this color because I am very pale, and I would feel like I need something more, to cover me, to make, my eyes pop or my hair.
Right.
But now I feel confident.
Yeah.
And
that's awesome.
And doing, and going out shopping.
Yeah. Well, and even just sitting here with you right now, like I see you. Like I'm not distracted by the color that you're wearing. It's like enhancing your features. Do you know what I mean? Whereas if you were sitting there in a black blazer, I keep going back to black. I love black. A lot of women do. But like if you were sitting there in a black blazer, I think you'd be overwhelmed and kind of swallowed up by it. Whereas here, I really see you and I'm focused on you.
Color analysis, again, you kind of talked about the feature, all of your features, your hair. So it really doesn't matter what size you are.
No, absolutely not. Has nothing to do with body shape, body size. It's purely based on your skin undertone. That's the big one. Hair color and eye color. So how all three of those features work together for you. There's, cool and warm, which we talked about. There's the level of contrast that you have in your features. And then there's like the lightness and darkness of your features. That's really all that it's about. It has nothing to do with body shape or size. Mm-hmm. So this applies to everyone. Like I said before, it's for men, it's for women, it's for teens. I've analyzed my kids. So it's really all ages.
So for our listeners and our viewers, kind of walk us through how this all works.
The color analysis process. Yeah. Well, I always like to start by educating my clients. So a lot of times I'll go in and do a one-on-one private color analysis in their home. Other times I do group events. So we'll do like small groups of probably like 7 to 15 people. And in that case, it's a much more condensed version of it. But I like to start by educating, like warm versus cool colors, the contrast levels we talked about, the lightness versus the darkness. And then we go into draping. So I do a 12 season of color analysis, and the goal is to match each person with their seasonal color type. And then for each color type, there's a palette of colors that harmonize best with your features based on where you fall season-wise. And so it's a draping process to identify your season. We take our time. I have, the mirror set up so you can see everything. Throughout the process, I'm telling you exactly what I see, with the expertise. And then you are welcome to comment, tell me what you see, comment about whether you like a color, because I'm doing color theory through the analysis, right? But there's also the color psychology of everything. So when you get your palette, you're not going to love every single color because some of them are going to not
Yes.
feel like you,
Yes.
right?
I don't like yellow, but it's on my palette, and I'm just kind of like, no, it's there, but I don't have to really
Right.
worry about it.
Exactly. And so every client gets a palette of 35 of their best colors. You do not need 35 colors to build a wardrobe around. I usually say like choose 2 neutral colors, and then for each season choose 2 pops of color or true colors, if you will.
Right.
And that is plenty to work with. So, and then at the end, as you know, you get the physical color card that you can carry around with you. I also send it digitally so you can have it on your phone if you leave it behind. And from there, you can really run with it. It's relatable to wardrobe, or it applies to wardrobe. You can use it for women. You can use it for makeup. It's really great for choosing sunglasses because those are sitting right on your face. So again, a lot of people just kind of default to like a black sunglass. There's other options available. There's browns, there's beiges, there's grays, there's clears, so much, right? I even take mine to the nail salon and use it to help choose colors for my nails.
I didn't know that.
So yeah.
I struggle. I mean, people always think, oh, you're so organized in your home. And I'm just like, yes, I'm organized in my home. Here are the things that I'm not organized in. I'm not organized in my clothing. Now I'm starting to get there. I hate picking out nail colors. I feel like I'm always going to, pick the wrong one. So I always stay with, my 2 little go-tos.
Okay.
And I kind of shy away from that. And then, of course, I've got readers. Of course, I'm not wearing them today. Everybody knows that I've always got 3 or 4 on me. But it's just kind of like, well, I'm so glad I didn't know that before.
Yeah.
I'm like, now I'll take it to the nail salon.
I mean, maybe you want to play around with some pale yellow. I don't know.
No. Okay, so we're doing the color analysis, but you're also then helping people style.
Yes.
Now, you and I had not embarked on that yet. Mm-hmm. I know it's coming because... Trust me, it's still a struggle. I'm being like, should I wear it? No, I'll play it safe.
Yep.
Okay, so what does styling look like?
Mm-hmm. So I always like to start with color analysis as the first step because I feel like that's a good foundation. From there, most of my clients I'm working with on like a comprehensive package. So we do start with color and then we go into their closets. You have to get into the space to really understand the whole person, right? Like their buying habits, their style aesthetic, what are they gravitating towards? Are they, getting back to the buying habits, are they buying a ton of one type of piece? I do find that often with clients.
So do I.
I'm guilty of that. I love denim, but you only need so many, right? So the closet, I call it a closet edit. It's really getting in there in the client's house with them, spending a few hours in there to like really understand. They'll be trying things on so I can see this is where, the body shape and proportions really come into play. So when I see a garment on, a body shape, like it's much easier to see what's flattering. And also I get to talk to them about how they feel in different pieces. So this part is really like exploratory and like information gathering, but it's also educational for the client too, because having that other person there with them in their closet, it keeps them honest and it's very inquisitive. So it gets them thinking outside of the box.
Yes.
So that's the closet edit. And then, once you thoughtfully edit through a wardrobe and figure out what to release and what to hang on to, you can see how to mix and match the pieces that you have left. And you can also see like new additions that would make the most sense given a person's lifestyle and style preferences and just their daily routine. Like what's missing here? What do we need more of?
Right.
From there, we move into shopping. I have an online styling platform that I use because my process is very much directed towards a busy modern woman. So we do not spend hours at the King of Prussia Mall, like going store to store. I curate pieces specifically for my clients in this online styling platform that I use. So it's super easy for them. They pull up the app, they can see, okay, these are the 3 blazers I pulled, the 3 pairs of denim, and we can communicate back and forth in that platform really quickly. They could be at their kid's soccer game commenting on like, okay, I'm buying this pair of denim. This one I would just never try, that kind of thing. So it's a very efficient process for them. And then from there, it's all online ordering. In some cases, I'll handle the returns for them depending on the package. And then I go back to their home and we work with the new pieces that they've gotten and then their existing favorites that we kept from the closet edit. And then it's really like styling. It's a styling session. So really experimenting with different looks and seeing how the client feels and like questioning, would you wear this on a day-to-day basis? Or where would you wear this? When would you wear this? And like I really press them to kind of dig in deeper and think realistically about what they would wear. And so it's a very collaborative process. And then from there, I just capture everything digitally in a lookbook so that they can see, every day, if they want to open their app, they can see what their outfit options are and go from there. So that's really the comprehensive package that I work on with them.
So it's helping with the decluttering
Yep.
of the garments that we're no longer needing, wanting, using. And you're going from head to toe. You're taking out the shoes, the, things that are too small, things that are just not right for that person, and kind of bringing a clarity to their closet, helping them not only save money, but you're also saving them time by giving them this tool that they can go ahead and, then you can go ahead and build on from the fundamentals that you've already given them.
Yes, exactly. It's all about like honing their style lens so that they can block out all of this noise and overwhelm that we're, especially as women, bombarded by every day. Just like the style influencers and these Stitch Fix boxes. I don't know if that's even still a thing, but like
it is.
Yeah.
Trust me, I see it every day with my clients.
Yeah.
And I'm like, they're getting new boxes and I'm just kind of like, where is all this coming from? Oh, well, I haven't stopped that subscription yet. And I'm just kind of like, okay, we need to, if you want this closet decluttered and organized, we really need to stop, wear what you're going to wear, let go of what you're not going to, and we got to get this organized. And these boxes coming, these little gifts, are not helping us.
Right? No, not at all.
So, if women could understand one thing about style and confidence, what would it be?
Well, I think that most women realize that style and confidence are connected and related. I think it just goes back to the whole like overwhelm aspect of it. It's like you need to feel comfortable in your clothes to feel confident, right? And so the only way to really feel comfortable is to understand yourself and have clarity, Otherwise, you're not comfortable. You're disorganized or overwhelmed or
emotionally and physically.
Yeah. So I think it's getting to a place where you're comfortable and therefore you can feel better and, go out into the world and really show up the way that you want to. And I think that is confidence, it's like that comfort that you get from being true to yourself, but also just understanding yourself better and knowing what suits you.
Yeah. I mean, I can tell you that just by having, I think it was 90 minutes, and it was really life-changing. And people say that to me when I'm working in their homes. Oh my gosh, this was life-changing. And I was just kind of like, shopping is very stressful for me.
Yeah.
But now I've got a small piece that I can be like, okay, I know my colors. I know, this is going to work for me. Okay. So what do you see as the biggest problem with fashion today? Is it in stores? Is it TikTok? Is it Instagram? What's the biggest thing that you're seeing?
So I think for women about our age, I think it is, it's probably a combination again with the social media and the in-store. Because I just think about like the daily routine, right? Like running into a Target. I think we're impulse buying when we're running errands out in stores. So that's like the store piece, right? But I do think that social media is a big part of it because we rely so heavily on influencers nowadays. And so they're showing us inventory like constantly online. And it's so easy to just, comment the word that they're saying to comment, and they send you the link to the piece and there
it
it
goes.
is. You're done.
And then all of a sudden, you've got boxes lined up from UPS and being like, oh, what came today? I have no idea. Okay, I'm just going to throw it in the back of my closet. I'll figure it out later.
Yeah.
And then later becomes a week, later becomes, a year.
Yep, absolutely.
And yeah, we're adding chaos to our home when we're doing those things.
Yes, 100%. 100%. So the women whose homes I go into, they've got the boxes, they've got the stacks of clothes, the stacks of returns. Yes, I see it day in, day out.
Yeah. Okay. So if you could leave our listeners 3 quick tips on what they need to do today, this week, in their closets, what would it be?
Okay. So as far as colors go, I would encourage you to play around in your own closet, hold up different tops, have a mirror there and see which colors are feeling the best for you. You can start to train your eye. So it's the colors that we wear close to our face that have the most impact on our complexion and how we feel. So I would encourage women to just go and play around in there and see if you can start training your eye color-wise. And then wear those colors that you feel best in, wear those colors closest to your face. So tops, blazers, jackets, sunglasses, makeup, everything that's like sitting right here. Number 2, I would encourage you to really think before you buy new pieces, right? Think about how you're actually wearing this piece. Like, is it a piece that you're going to be wearing every week with multiple different pieces that you already own? Then that's a good purchase, most likely. If it's a piece that's like more geared to some fantasy life or like, a vacation that you're going to take once a year, like you have to think more critically about that. Number 3 would just be wear what makes you feel good. Listen to your instincts, embrace what you feel good in and what works for you. Because getting dressed is something we do every day and it should feel good.
All right. So my 3 tips that I always tell my clients is what I want you to do is if you're buying something, a pair of socks, a 10-pack. If you're buying if you're buying these socks, but you're still keeping hold of the other 10, this is how you're causing your clutter. In the drawer, a sock drawer. It could be 25 pairs of socks and you're like, how did this happen? I don't know. Well, I do. You didn't let go of the first 10 before you started adding in the new 10.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I am so guilty of that with my kids. I have 4 boys. I'm thinking about my son's sock drawers right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
God.
The other thing is when I'm walking into closets and the first thing that is catching my eye is the hangers that are all kind of mismatched. People love shopping for a reason because they know that it's calm, it's serene, and everything is in uniform. And if you just do something as simple as changing out your hangers for it to all look serene, that's empowering.
Wow.
You're more likely to keep your closet organized if you're, have that serene. Otherwise, then you have some plastic and wire hangers and, everything else in front of you. That's the clutter.
Yes. You're so right about that.
And I'm just kind of like, see, when we change all of those hangers, how do you feel? Oh my gosh, I didn't realize what it was until it was gone. And we're able to, I can shop in my own closet.
Yeah.
Last thing I want to share with everyone is let go of the plastic outing from your dry cleaning. We don't need it. It's just more plastic in your closet, and it's causing it to look dirty, messy. Take it away. That's one, it's 3 things that you could do. It's simple. Kristin, if somebody would like to go ahead and get more information or maybe even work with you, how are they able to do that?
Yep. So you can visit my website, styledbykristinwood.com. I have a contact form there. Or you can email me directly, getstyledbykw@gmail.com.
All right. Perfect. Yeah. Thank you again so much. And I'm so glad that you were here today.
Thank you so much for having me. It was great.
If today's episode inspired you to start organizing, please follow the podcast and share it with somebody who might need a little organizing motivation too. You can like and follow the show on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify so you never miss a new episode. You can always follow me on Instagram, Facebook, where I share organizing tips, my before and after transformations, and simple ways to keep your home running smoothly. If you need a little help organizing, you can find my services at carriesessentialsservices.com. And there I will be happy to help you organize and create a home that truly works for you and your lifestyle.